Hey guys, welcome back to your level 6 math. I'm Mr. C, and today we're going to do Saxon math lesson number 44. Now, lesson 43 was a tricky one. Maybe you're a little frustrated right now. The good news is we hit a break. Lesson 44 is a piece of cake. This is going to be an easy one. It's going to help you for a long time because it's going to help you simplify things. So today we're going to look at simplifying decimal numbers and comparing decimal numbers, okay? So we look at these two numbers here. 425 minus 125 equals 300, and 4.25 minus 1.25 equals 3. Now, on paper, no problem. We give the answers 300 and 3.0. On a calculator, however, they're going to look a little different. The calculator for this one, 425 minus 125, it's going to say 300. But when we do this one on the calculator, it's not going to say 3.00 as our answer. And the reason for that is calculators like to simplify things. So if there are zeros at the end after the decimal, any of the extra zeros, it will just take off. So it will change 3.00 to 3. If we have like 0.0300, then it would just take off those last two zeros and make it 0.03. So all the zeros at the end, it just simplifies. So if we take this number, 0.25 and 0.04, we can actually set it up and do it by hand. We don't need a calculator, so we can calculate this and do the math. It's going to get us 0.0100. That's what it's going to look like when we finish. And we know that because we can just do 25 times 4, and then we want to count our decimal points, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll move over 1, 2, 3, 4 to get the decimal place there. So we have 100. And then we have to move that decimal over, so then it's 0.0100. That way we know we have the correct answer. But on a calculator, it's just going to say 0.01. It doesn't need those two extra zeros. Now, the one thing you want to be careful here is we're not getting rid of all zeros, so we can't just say, oh, it's just 0.1. No, because we have that decimal place there, and that holds it. Now, could we get rid of the 0 and just call it 0.01? Yeah, we could. We don't have to even call it 0.01. We could just call it 0.01. All right, so if we're simplifying things, sometimes that throws us off. Zeros at the end of a decimal number don't affect the value of the decimal number. So if we look at these, this is all the same number. 0.3 is the same thing as 0.30, is the same thing as 0.300, it's the same thing as 0.300000000, all of those zeros. So it's useful to attach extra zeros to a decimal number when you're comparing. So let's practice comparing. If we're comparing 0.3 to 0.303, it seems like, well, 303 is a totally different number. Well, no, it's because we got rid of these extra two zeros. So 0.3 is the same thing as 0.300. Now, if we're comparing 0.300 to 0.303, then it's easy to say, oh yeah, this one's just a little bit bigger. 303 is a little bit bigger than 300, so that we'd say this one's greater. 0.303 is greater. So sometimes it's good, even if you're just doing it mentally, to add those zeros back on so you can make a comparison. Here we'll do it by ordering from least to greatest. Now, the first thing we want to do is take all these numbers and give them the same digits at the end. So it looks like we've got 0.123 places is the biggest one. So let's just change these two numbers so they're also 3 places. So this would be 0.300. This would be 0.240. Then it's easy to compare. So now that we've rewritten them, what's the smallest number? Oh, 042 is the smallest. Then let's see, 235 is smaller. Then 240. Then 300. So it's easier to arrange now that we have those. We can simplify it again, get rid of the extra zeros on these last two, but now we have it in the right order, okay? So that's why you want to put some of those extra zeros back on. It just makes it easier to simplify. That's it for today's lesson. This is really a pretty easy one. Once it clicks for you, it's going to be a piece of cake. If it's not clicking for you, I mean, that's why we have these practice problems. So go through it a few times. It's going to click eventually, and then this is going to be a piece of cake. Good luck.